Patrick Thompson. How are you doing today?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing really great. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable time of having me here at your gym, which is CrossFit East Coast. That is the gym that is owned by Patrick and his wife. And today we are going to talk about fitness, on how you can achieve your daily goals. And I'm not the coach, he is. So he's going to elaborate more of his functionality and how he trains everyone.
Absolutely.
So Patrick, tell me, how did your journey start?
How did it start? Oh man, how did I get into fitness?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, man. Gosh. So at a young age, when I was a junior in high school, I needed to get stronger for football. To be able to play more on the football team. My coach, he sent a letter to me. He's like, Pat, you need to get stronger in order to to play more on the field. So that really motivated me because I really wanted to play more, and I wanted to accelerate in my career in football. And my father, he told me, he was like, start doing 100 push-ups a day. So there was a football player back in the day, Herschel Walker. Yeah, Herschel Walker, he used to do 100 push. He ended up doing like thousands eventually, but 100 push-ups a day. So I started with that. And I was going to the weight room, and my bench press went from like 185 pounds to 245 in literally like a month or two. It was very, very quick, very fast, at 16 years old. And then that summer, I really got into lifting weights, preparing for my senior year of high school for football. And I really fell in love with it. And then it was almost like I fell more in love with that than the actual sport. And I lifted weights for wrestling, and then eventually went and played football in college at Springfield College and then Bridgewater State. And I was one of the strongest on the team because I was really passionate about lifting weights, and how I saw how that translated onto the football field and be able to throw someone around, what I mean, is, not just the bench press, but, the squats and the deadlifts and, just building those muscle groups so you're prepared to attack your sport.
So somewhere it started within your family, like you have the fitness in your blood, like your father was himself a football player. And he always, was there into achieving goals. And then he kind of persuaded his wisdom to you that this is not just a business, this is not just a career, this is a natural day practice that everyone should do.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. Exactly. Absolutely.
So how did you convert that lifestyle into a business? Because I was doing a little bit of research on you, and I read that you were also a coach in Howard University. And how did you move, your coaching journey from there now to owning a gym?
Yeah, I was a strength and conditioning intern at Harvard University with the football team, basketball team, hockey team, you name it, every team there. A lot of guys played in the NHL, played in the NFL, and they still are now. And that was an amazing experience. But I really wanted to, once I got into lifting weights and strength and conditioning, I went to Springfield College, and so I was a big wrestling fan growing up. So WWE, so I love John Cena. So and I used to be obviously, and I'm not into it really now, but growing up, that was the thing on Friday.
They were the heroes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Friday night was SmackDown. Monday night was Raw. Tuesday night was ECW at 10 o'clock at night. I'd record them on a VHS tape, and then because it'd be so late, my mom wouldn't let me stay up, so I'd watch it the next night. And probably like 6th to 7th grade, that was just like everything to me was WWE wrestling. But the video games and everything. So, but I was a big fan of John Cena because he was from Massachusetts.
So you were a John Cena guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And John Cena went to Springfield College. That's where he went to school.
Wow.
And I was like, man, I want to go there. Right. So I sent my football tape from high school to the coach, and he reached out to me, Coach Hollick, and he was like, we want to have you on the team, right? We want to get you here.
So he was your idol.
Yeah. One of them, John Cena. Yeah, for sure. So I ended up going to Springfield College, right? And I got really heavily involved in strength and conditioning, right? So Springfield College is a Division III football program, but the weight room is like a Division I program.
Yep.
They take it very, very seriously. And I learned a lot there, made a lot of friends. And from that point on, I wanted to become an NFL. I wanted to work in the NFL as a strength coach, as a head strength coach. I wanted to work with the football teams, and I wanted to be, out there running the warm-ups and everything. And so that's why I really wanted to intern at a Division I school and eventually do more of that. But as I started doing that, I learned so much at Harvard. We still to this day in this gym, we use warm-ups that I use there and learn there.
Wow, it's like old school learning.
Daily, daily, right? And when you come from a strength and conditioning background, what that does is it teaches you the way you program workouts, so that, how you write workouts is to reduce the risk of injury, right? That's the number one goal before performance, right? Is reduce the risk of injury. So what that means is by reducing the risk of injury, we're making sure, it's very, very not likely for them to get hurt, or, you can get hurt doing anything, obviously, but the risk is very low, right?
Yeah.
But also that it's to make sure before you go out on the field or you go in life, how about in your daily life, you are prepared to not pull out your back when you're having to lift a couch, right? Or when you're having to, lift something up on the, and put it up in the cabinet, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? You're prepared to do that, or pick up your child, whatever it may be.
It's more about, it basically educates you that how you need to pull up weights. Yes, the other exercises would guide you that how you need to work out.
Yeah.
But then if I'm getting it correct, that this is a kind of technique or education that would help you. What are things you not need to do while you are lifting weight? Like you have to be more cautious that what can affect your lower back.
Yeah. That's when it comes to, having a coach, right? And having a coach, you can watch all the videos you want on YouTube and and learn a lot. You can learn a lot, but you learn so much from having someone tell you what to do and tell you what you're doing wrong.
Exactly.
It goes for anything, right? Anything in life, whatever, you don't have someone ahead of you or in charge of you, right? It's very easy to go wrong in your own directions.
Absolutely. In fact, this is where, I have some data with me, and that's something that I also wanted to add to your point. Clients who work with personal trainers are 30% more likely to achieve their fitness goals.
Oh, yeah.
And how do you ensure that those goals are being met in your gym?
Oh, we have a systematic approach to it. Okay. So what that involves is fitness, nutrition, and accountability coaching all at once. That's how you're going to maximize and get the most results you can in a short duration of time. If you're missing one of those things, so say, for example, right, say you're working out, right, but you're not following a custom nutrition plan specific to your goals, specific to your weight, specific to where you want to get to, and you're just doing your own thing, right? You're going to be less likely to be able to, maybe you want to lose 25 pounds.
Yep.
You're going to be much less likely in order to get there, right? Or you're not being held accountable, right? So say you are trying to eat better, right? But you're not being held accountable to that, nor are you working out consistently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're kind of just gambling, right? It's like,
it's more about you are trying everything rather than going in a direction that basically helps you reaching your goal within the specific amount of time that you're actually trying to achieve. And that's where the coaches come. They would not tell you that you can start from Z to A. It is a process that you need to follow.
Yep.
If you need to achieve and sustain your goals for long.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
So how do you ensure that when the students come to you and they just give you realistic approaches that, hey, I want to get 6-pack or 8-pack within that amount of duration, how do you handle those?
How do I handle it? First, it depends. Usually someone who's 50 pounds overweight or 80 pounds overweight isn't going to tell me they want a 6-pack. That's usually more people that are like around 20% body fat, and they're like, man, I want to get a 6-pack, and it's
they're already fit, but
not necessarily. I can show you some pictures of people that they got a belly and they got a 6-pack in 6 weeks. I can show you that. Yeah, wow, we can add that in there. But yeah, so it's just following the process, right? And what I preach, when people come in for consults with me is that what is it you're missing right now, right? So you could be working on a plan of fitness on the regular, right?
Yeah.
But you don't really know what to do, or you're doing the same thing over and over and over, right? And I try to uncover that from them, right? And
generally, they go with the days that on Monday I'm going to do the chest, on Tuesday I'm going to do the bicep, and so on.
Oh yeah.
So it's like based on the body types or the body parts, they tend to subjectify that on this day I'm doing this workout. Is that what the similar functionality works here?
So yeah, we run basically what it is this. So it's an upper body day, lower body day, aerobic day, upper body day, lower body day, and those alternate through the weeks, right? To make sure, because sometimes people come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes they come Tuesday, Thursday, but for the most part they do come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and there's some variation in there. But yeah, that's the way we run it. I run it like a strength and conditioning split,
Yeah.
right? Is that way. A lot of CrossFit gyms. So what CrossFit is high intensity movements that are constantly varied across broad times and broad mole domain. What that means is it's a movement that's performed at an intense rate, right? And it's constantly varied. So there's mixed movements every day, every week, right? You don't usually do the same workout. Sometimes you might not do the same workout for a year or 2 years or even longer. And mixed mobile domains. So what that means is this. So that means there could be workout with just 2 movements. There could be a workout with 10 movements. Wow. And yeah, so there's a broad spectrum with it, right? But
that sounds very interesting.
yeah,
And I would say it's not boring at all. Generally, when somebody is coming to a gym, yes, they are enthusiastic. They have that optimistic nature that yes, I need to achieve my goal. But then they are aware that on Mondays I'm going to do the same. On Tuesdays I'm going to do the same. But seems like when they come here, there's nothing planned. You every day give them different challenges. And you stand out with them that no matter this is a new exercise that you're doing today, but I know that how it is going to benefit your body long term.
absolutely. And it is the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So that's what most people do in their daily life. Their daily fitness routine right now is, like I said, Planet Fitness, Anytime Fitness, whatever it may be. And they're doing arms and chest and arms one day, and and they're doing their legs the next day, right? And they do the same, hour long on the elliptical, half hour on the bike, right? And the same thing where they're not increasing the intensity. They're not, mixing up with interval training, right? They're not changing it up, right? So your body's not going to make any changes. Yeah.
Do you also feel that people sometimes also get confused between the cardio and the strength training?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to just share a little bit of bifurcation?
Yeah. You need both, right? You need both. So, I see a lot of, runners that are marathon runners that, come to us, and they're amazing runners and they're very good cardiovascular shape, but they're also very weak because they didn't do any strength training. But when you add that in, it makes you a beast. I mean, because you can, you have a less likelihood of getting injured, right? Because you're stronger, your joints are stronger, your muscles are stronger, your quads are stronger, your calves are stronger, everything's stronger, right? And you have, more muscle in your upper body as well. And, you can still get better at running.
So cardio is more about, I guess you're losing your fat, but then you're also losing your muscle. With strength training, you ensure that, yes, you are getting into shape without losing your muscles.
Yes, exactly. And you actually, the more muscle you have on your body, the less body fat you have.
Yeah.
Right.
So how do you ensure that, yes, within the gym, they are doing the exercises, they are doing the coaching, what you are asking them to do or follow. And yes, they are following the same exercises, but then there's another aspect which comes from the nutrition. How do you ensure that they follow the rules and regulations that yes, on this time of the day you need to eat this and you have to take your diet?
Oh, how do we do that?
Supplement. So do you kind of make a diet chart?
Yeah, I'll explain that. Yeah. So how that works is, when we go over nutrition, how nutrition works. Yeah. So my wife is a nutritionist. So what they do is, once they get signed up for a 6-week challenge or a membership.
Just for the audiences,
Patrick
and his wife both run the gym, and
sorry.
So it's definitely an amazing place where you would see the concept of the nutritionist and somebody who is giving you the strength training at the same time. Generally, people get the coaching, but then they get hard time to get the right nutritionist. And that is something that you will get in the CrossFit East Coast Gym with Patrick and his wife, Danielle. Going for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So first thing they'll do is we'll book a nutrition orientation with them. So they'll set a time. It's an hour long, and she'll do a deep dive into everything that they're eating right now, and she'll have a plan written up for them. So say, for example, someone weighs 225 right now, and we want to get them under 200 pounds. Well, we have a plan written up that, has a science-based approach to it, right? In order to get that person to lose that weight. And it's proven over and over and over. I see it replicated every week, every day, people losing 25 pounds in 6 weeks, and keeping that going forward as well, right? It's usually, that's the average, right? Is for a man, it's 20, 25, for a woman, it's around 20. I've seen women lose up to 30, 32 in 6 weeks. I've seen men lose up to exactly like 35 in 6 weeks. But yeah, so that's the first step, right? Is going through nutrition orientation, and you sit down and you do a deep dive. But not only that, we have an accountability feature in there, which Daniel's going to be reaching out to you 3 times per week.
Hmm.
And I always ask him, "You gonna answer, right?"
Yes.
They laugh, but like, "Yeah, I'm gonna answer, of course."
Yeah,
Right?
go for it.
So what she's gonna do though is she's gonna ask you to send her your pictures of your meals. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, protein shake, snacks, all of it, right? You see where we're going with it,
Yeah.
right? That's how you're held accountable, right?
Yep.
Because we can teach you everything you want,
Yeah.
right? Just like you have all the information on the internet, to all the listeners out there, right? You have all the information on the internet for how to eat.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of, mixed information, right? But in order to get you to lose weight.
Yeah, what is available, but they don't have of how to have it and what time you need to have it. Like they know that, all right, after the sunset, you should try and, being lower on your diet, but then, yeah, you can have it, but then still by doing probably a couple of exercises, you can still balance that up. It's more about getting that knowledge that yes, cheat meals do exist.
Yep.
I mean, does it not show me perfect? I mean, ways that no one's going to be perfect. I mean, me as a human, you have to have a body that you can sustain long term.
Exactly.
I mean, 6-pack, 8-packs are all good. And yet people do sustain that for years.
Yep.
But then when it comes to the reality, is what not something that people are aware that,
Yep.
all right, you are seeing that physique in some movie or in some video, but that is not long term.
Yeah.
And that's not the right approach of going towards fitness, that because you need 6-pack abs or 8-pack.
I know, exactly.
It's more about how much strength and capacity that you have in your.
Exactly. Yeah, your total capacity, the skills you have, exactly, all that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, with that nutrition, approach, what we make sure is, how much food you're eating, what types of food you're eating, when you're eating, right? Those are the most important aspects of nutrition. So if we can just adjust one of those things, right, at first, you're going to start losing weight or building muscle, for whichever your goal is, right? Or putting on weight, because we have people who are smaller that want to put on weight. How much food you're eating, what types of food you're eating, right? The quality of food you're eating, right? And when you're eating, right? So those all matter.
Timing matters a lot.
A lot. Yeah, it matters a lot. When we have people that come that don't eat all day, right? And they eat one meal a day. Well, we know we have a lot of potential with that person for growth, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. So intermittent fasting can work for people to, lose some weight, but eventually people, they cave, right? And then they, and they start eating things before, and then they plateau with it as well.
Yeah.
So
one common mistake that you always see, that people who are, running between the weight loss or the muscle build, generally you see that this is a common mistake that most of the people who are not using coaches or trainers tend to make.
Oh, what are the biggest mistakes they make?
Yeah.
Oh man. A lot. A lot, man. I mean, I'm just thinking myself, like if I have a business coach myself, right? And if I don't have a business coach, how many mistakes would I make in the business daily? All the time.
Yep.
All the time. But on the regular, the mistakes that people make, right?
Yep.
Is falling in the trap of doing just the intermittent fasting, the keto, right? The things that are the fads, right? The fad diets, right? And
they just think that if they don't eat, then they're fine.
Yeah.
That's not the right approach.
Yeah. For example, right? Intermittent fasting. It's like, okay, I'm not going to eat until 4:00 in the afternoon, or I'm just going to eat dinner right at night, right? But if you're eating as much calories or more calories than you would have ate if you just ate throughout the day, guess what? You ain't going to lose weight.
Yep.
Right? It ain't going to happen, right? Same thing goes for keto, right? Keto, right? Yeah. You are no carbs, right? So what's going to happen? Well, you're going to lose a lot of water weight because carbs retain water, right? So
water makes me come to a next question. Yeah, I know that you put on that there, hydration.
Yeah.
I was about to add that. Glad you put that.
Yeah. So what happens with keto though, right, is this weird thing, and then that water's, coming out. So we lose some weight initially, right? And we will lose weight, right? But then what happens is when you're keto, you're eating a lot of calories, right? So there's 9 grams of, 9 calories per gram of fat, right? And there's 4 calories per gram of carbs, right? So when we're eating that much fat, it ends up being a lot of calories, and eventually people get stagnant, with that keto, and they cave too as well for the sweets and the sugars and everything eventually, yeah. So I've done all those things. I've tried all those things. Right?
I can only imagine that. A coach is not just a coach.
I've been it. I've done carnivore. I've done, keto. I've done it all, right? I've done all that, right?
So were you big before that kind of, because you said that you were always into fitness. So why were you trying things in terms of losing fat? Because I don't imagine that you were always.
No, no, it was never for me. It was never for me losing really fat. It was always performance based. So
It was more about achieving goals that now I have this structure of my body, how I can transform it differently that would make me much more stronger.
yeah,
So making you more strong and fit, the goal of the gym and your approach, that you are not looking to achieve a size of a body.
yeah,
You are looking that how value your body can come.
yeah, yeah. Basically, as a fitness enthusiast and an athlete, right? It doesn't necessarily mean how big and bulky you are, right? Because we're located in Bayshore Athletic Club, and it's a big bodybuilding gym, right? There's big bodybuilders out there, way bigger than me, way bigger than me, right? But they can't, not to brag, but they can't do the physical, skill or run or anything, right? So as far as like gaining the skill set and the strength and conditioning and how that can contribute and help your life, it's just contributes in so many ways. It makes your life so much easier. And also, if you want to get into certain sports or get into certain athletic activities, right, it just makes them so much easier, and you're way ahead of others because you have those skill sets, right? Those skills and your strength in the muscle that you built, right? And also the lung capacity and the work capacity and conditioning capacity to push yourself further than most people can. So after I've been in CrossFit for so long, I've had knee problems for a while. I haven't been able to compete in CrossFit for many years. But I wanted to find something to compete in myself, and I got into martial arts, got into Jiu-Jitsu, so the art of ground fighting, right on the ground. And I'm also a little bit learning, stand up and Muay Thai and kickboxing. So, yeah,
It's more about you still continuing your journey.
absolutely, yeah,
And that only makes me aware that you are a challenging person. You challenge yourself.
absolutely, yeah.
I know that working out is now your passion into profession, but what other hobbies that you have?
Yeah, I got into racing motocross and racing dirt bikes. Yeah, so
Dirt bike. That just made me remind that I was going through his Instagram and I saw a cute little boy with him on his small little dirt bike. Introduce the guy.
yeah, that's my son Patrick Jr. Yeah.
So you are already a father.
Yeah, I got 3 kids. Yeah,
3 kids.
gonna be
And
5 in
audience, does he look like the father of 3 kids? I don't think so.
4th on the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm 31. I got a son Patrick Jr. He's 5 years old. He's gonna be 5 in 2 days. Dakota Rose, she's 3. And then Parker, he's 18 months. And then we got a 4th on the way, June 2nd.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
I just, I'm amazed that you do different kind of workouts, martial arts, jiu-jitsu, you train people, you coach yourself, you run your own gym business, and then you have 3 kids, 4th is on the way. How do you manage all that? Because it's not that you have a wife that is care at home with kids. I mean, she's also here doing the business. How do you manage all that?
You got to have a team. You got to have a good team, a staff that can help you, cover a lot of the hours. So it's not just all on us. And we've been lucky to have a great team, that's helped.
You build your team.
Yeah, you build your team, and it takes a while, right, to do that. But, once you have that, right,
How long it has been that you're owning this gym?
Owning the gym since March of 2022. So 3 years now. Yeah, 3 years. Yeah.
That is commendable.
Yeah.
Starting from your strength and training coaching university, then to working out as a coach in different gyms, and then owning a gym is itself, not just a motivational journey. It's an inspiring journey that you can make your passion to your profession.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. I mean, I worked here since 2015, at CrossFit East Coast. And and then eventually, well, my friend owned it at the time, and then eventually there came a time where I felt like I was stagnant in my growth, right? So that's one thing with me is I always loved growing, right?
Yep.
If you're not growing, you're dying, right? So you'd be growing in basically all aspects of your life, and if you're not, those are dying, right? Those things are dying. So I eventually the previous owner, Ernie, I was like, I think I want to go do my own thing. I want to open my own, right? And I looked at some spaces, and eventually Ernie was like, well, why don't I just sell you this, right? And we negotiated, and we took it over. And
What does he do now?
so Ernie owns his own marketing business. Yeah, kind of had that going. Yeah.
That is so sweet. Like having somebody taking care of their own business, because that's the kind of process and the kind of skills that he have seen in you.
Yeah.
That if he is not taking care of his business, then taking care of the business, somebody who has built this from their heart, and then having you grow it like a kid, and then giving it everything that you have today is commendable. I
Absolutely.
mean, I see your videos, I see your trainings. They are, I mean, even if the person who is not here in your gym would feel like that person is here, the way that you communicate with your gym members, the way that you exercise with them, you even go out party with them. It's not just about
No,
your relationship with your gym members or within the gym, it's outside the gym as well.
absolutely.
And that's what something that is keeping people more sustained with you. In fact, you were also sharing off camera that you had members who started working out in the gym, and later they choose to be a coach and start this as a profession.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So for somebody who is to start
Yeah.
as a coach in the industry, what are the first steps that they should make?
Oh man. You get yourself involved in a gym, and a local gym, and start learning whatever it is. That could be personal training, that could be CrossFit, martial arts, whatever it is, and just learn and learn and learn and learn, and get your certifications for whatever it is you want to go forward with.
Are there a couple of certifications that you can name on the camera that people should really focus in the beginning?
Yeah, for CrossFit, yeah. For CrossFit, I first got my CrossFit Level 1 certification. I had a degree in exercise science from Bridgewater State. I had programming certifications through OPEX. That I learned how to program, and I learned that in school as well, but also in my internship. But those things. That's what it takes to for
It's more about getting your foot in the door, and then like sky is the limit. Then you have different directions that in which direction of the fitness industry you're trying to achieve, but those are the basics that you need to start
absolutely
your journey with.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Somewhere I was reading that exercise definitely helps in shaping your body, but then it also helps shaping your mental health. That's where I'm going to add, this is as per WHO, which is a report again came out in 2020, where they said that regular exercise is shown to reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression.
Yes.
How do you incorporate the mental health and overall being in the culture of programming with the CrossFit exercises that you guys teach here?
Yeah, I mean, what we do here, the fitness aspect, I mean, it just carries over in your mental health, because when you come in here, you may not want to come into the gym. You may not feel like it today, but once you get going, once you get moving, you feel better, right? And then when you leave, you just feel good, and you feel either you accomplished something, right? You pushed yourself through something, you gave yourself discipline, right? Self-discipline is what carries over to anything you want in life, right? And being able to push yourself, right, to a different level you maybe never thought you could before, also helps you in your life to be able to push through, tough things that you may go through in your life, right? Tough challenges that,
Has life been a personal challenge that you encountered with such kind of
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I appreciate you asking. Yeah. I've had my struggle with anxiety and depression and OCD, and back in 2015 is really where it started for me, and I started getting really bad intrusive thoughts, which are just intrusive thoughts can just what basically means is really unwanted thoughts you don't want to have, and they're very repetitive and obsessive.
And this is when you were already into the fitness?
I was already into fitness.
So how the mental health can play with you, regardless of you doing, how good you are in your regular day.
Yep.
It can come in way.
Yeah. So you can go look at pictures of me in 2015, 2016, 2017. I'm in the fittest state of my life, right?
Do you have the pictures?
Rip. Yeah, we can show those. Yeah,
We will show that.
Yeah, rip, jack, best shape of my life. But mentally, I wasn't there. And that's not to say, that still someone that's coming in with, if they're not doing anything, right? If they're not, or even if they're just going to Planet Fitness, wherever it is, right? Yep. It's still going to benefit them coming into a CrossFit gym like this, right? Because it's going to give them self-discipline. It's going to give them the ability for them to push themselves. It's going to get them involved in a community, right? Which is going to, give you an upbeat environment as well, right? But for myself, what it comes down to with mental health is really, it comes down to nutrition, right? And, I went through a long search for many years, about over 3 years searching to find something that would cure me of my mental illness. And, I eventually was hospitalized and inpatient for mental health, right? Hospitalized inpatient and outpatient for mental health. It got so bad. I was, suicidal on the daily, every day wanting to die. It was absolutely horrible. Don't wish anybody to ever go through something like that.
I can only imagine, because these thoughts not only are hard on the person who is suffering by himself, but on the family as well, on people that are associated with you, because no matter how good you can hide your expressions, how good you can, perform in your day-to-day tasks, but the ones who love you, they see it. They see it in your eyes. They see the person is in pain, and then it impacts the entire family. And I give a credit to you and to your entire family. You stayed strong and fought this painful time, and have you reach where you are today.
Yeah. So my wife's been there the whole time. I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her, to be honest. Yeah. She's my saving grace.
Just so you guys know, that next podcast is coming with his wife.
With Danielle, yeah. So, she helped me through. She was always there for me, saved my life. But I tried, everything. Could go through a long list of things. Yeah, I have a post on Instagram showing all the things that I tried. I spent over $150,000 on my health.
Wow.
To try to heal my brain. And what it come down to is we're actually me and my wife are on our way to cryotherapy up in Peabody, Mass. So we lived in Rockland at the time, and we're driving to Peabody to go cryotherapy because my knees were so bad. I just wanted to be able to work out without pain. And so cryotherapy, it's where you freeze yourself, right? But anyways, we're on our way up, right? We're listening to a book, and the book is Medical Medium.
Yep.
Secrets to healing chronic illness, right? And chronic illness goes for everything, eczema, autoimmune diseases, right? Your mental health, right? Those are all chronic illnesses. And he talked about heavy metals, right? Being, I had mercury amalgams in my mouth, right? So mercury, which is very, very, very toxic neurotoxin, right? So, to put the story short, I had those removed, but I also started detoxing my body through the ways Medical Medium preaches. And this guy's amazing. I mean, he's a medium, right? Which means he sees people's health problems, right? I've never met him personally, right? He has books on all the conditions that are out there, right? And how to heal those conditions, and through celery juice and fruits and vegetables. And, I've come now, this is almost 7 years, right? And I could say that I'm 95 to 99% healed from those, mental health issues.
Cheers to you for you coming out of that painful time and that dark journey. But I would say that now that you are at a point when you are coaching people, you can relate more with people than anybody else who has gone through
100%.
That pain. And you respect people more. Generally, when people are not in the best shape of their body, are being named that, hey, that person is not doing anything for himself, for herself, but they do not see the mental health capacity that people are very much short with day-to-day work. Yes, they are doing the 9 to 5 job. And this is what the concept of this podcast is, the channel, the Experience Land, is you appreciate regular people.
Yes.
You don't look for people who have already achieved success. Yes, their journey have been very painful. Their journey have gone through a lot to reach somewhere where they are today. But what about the people who are still struggling? What about the people who are still living their life with their chin up? And that's what this podcast is all about.
Yeah.
If you're giving the capacity,
I love that.
And the approach for the regular people to be proud of what they are doing today
Yeah.
is to be, really looking up to for that.
Yeah. I'm very thankful to be included on your podcast for those, all those specific reasons you just said.
I can tell you, with your story and with your motivational journey, people are going to get inspired a lot.
No.
And I'm definitely going to welcome people to come and meet Patrick and his wife personally,
Yeah.
because this is a great combination that you generally don't get in any gym, wherein you have a coach and the nutritionist as a combined partner, not only just at work,
Yeah.
but at home as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's exactly. It's not something, not a lot of CrossFit gyms do that, so that's why we include those things. But I wanted to speak on a little bit of, mental health. And so me going through all that, right? Prior, when I was healthy, right, and in my good state of health, mentally and physically, right, I'd hear someone has depression or anxiety, and I think, oh, they're just a little wuss. Like, they gotta suck it up. Suck it up, start working out more, push yourself.
You were trying to avoid it.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying, for people, I just didn't have compassion, right? I didn't have compassion. It was almost like those people were weak, right? And once I went through that, mental health problems myself, I came to realize, wow, there's hell on earth is one thing, right? Does it exist here? There's hell on earth, right? Yeah, there's one thing there, but also, take it serious when someone's really going through something, because you don't know how bad it is and how real bad it is, right? They could be, thinking about planning to end their life every single day, or they could be a low level of anxiety. But regardless, right?
Yeah.
Regardless, right? Have compassion for them, and I always talk to those people whenever someone brings up anxiety or depression. I always, I don't make it about myself, but I've been there. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. You have a problem, right? That is not your fault, right? And you can get through it, and you can heal from those things by detoxing your body, and also fitness and nutrition, and everything, sleep.
I am getting goosebumps with your story already. Seriously, this is not a story that you hear every day, especially in person. And I'm even getting short with words that how I should approach the fact that somebody who is going through that pain every day and still have an expectation of doing the best in life, because that's what generally people look for. That yes, you need to reach somewhere, you need to achieve that goal, but then what about that day that you're living in? First you got to win that day, and then reaching somewhere, and the way that you fought it, and coming out with the passion and determination that I need to beat this battle.
Yeah.
This may be the hell that is existing on earth, but the heaven is also here.
Exactly.
And I got to make that possible.
Exactly.
One message that you have your audience, especially for the early beginners, that how they should motivate themselves to start their journey, because this is, again, as per the studies, people have mentioned that generally people quit gymming within the first 6 months. How do you ensure that in a gym like yours, people continue their journey for years and years and for long term, regardless of whether they are even coming to the gym or not, but they're still working out?
Yeah. What it comes down to a lot of the times, though, is in order to keep that journey going, right, is there needs to be a certain level of pain and discomfort, right? Because you were comfortable, you're not gonna really show up, right? You're not gonna, you're gonna come for a couple months and then you're gonna stop, right? Yeah. There has to be some level of pain and some level of desire to be more, right? That's one thing there, right? But that being said, the biggest message I have, and this is a thing that I live by daily within my business and just within life in general, is that anything you want in life is on the opposite side of doing something uncomfortable, right? And or having that difficult conversation uncomfortable conversation you don't want to have, right? It's simple. That's what it is. That's what it's been always through my life, has been, whether that be in a workout, right? Whether that be learning something new, learning a skill, whether that be, learning sales and going through sales and sales consultations. Um, that's what it's always, whether it be firing coaches, right? Like that, those are uncomfortable. They're very uncomfortable conversations. Those are people that become your friends, right? And like, it's very hard to do those things, but sometimes there are things that need to be done, right?
It's more about you got to have your goals in place, that what are you trying to achieve, and in order to achieve those goals, there are going to be hurdles, and you got to be ready to pass on those hurdles.
Yeah,
Like you rightly said that yes, there are going to be challenges with your own self that you're going to fight going to the gym, and there are days when you can approach that. Yes, you can do the 10 push-ups at home, you can do the 10 pull-ups in home, but you don't need to go to gym. But I think that the determination starts from entering your foot in the door.
absolutely. That's the hardest thing. The hardest thing in general really is for it that, call, text, whatever it is, get that consultation booked, right?
People get afraid of being judged if they're not in the best body shape. How would they enter? And people are going to look at them. Oh my God, you need to work out, especially to the point when they don't know how to run the treadmill machine, how to be on a stepper, how to do a pull up. It's like, if there are no coaches, what are they going to do about it?
Absolutely.
Either they will just do it because they kind of have paid the money,
Yeah.
or they will do it because there is no other option. But then this is the very first thing, without a coach, that you would lose interest, because you are not, first of all, you have already fought the fight of getting out of your house and hitting the gym. And then when in the very beginning you are getting demotivated because there is no support function,
Yeah.
then it's really demotivating. And I'm glad that coaches like you exist, who not only motivate people but stand with them to ensure that they are not getting demotivated,
Yes.
but also getting that inspiration towards the next person who is coming to the gym.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what it is just the hardest thing is to step in the door, right?
Yeah.
And once I always tell people, once you step in the door, right, and then we'll take care of you, so that's what it is. We'll take care of you, make sure you get to your goals. You just got to show up though, right? And you got to remember, I was saying, and you put it on all of our shirts. We have it up in the gym. Even if you feel like quitting, you got to remember why you started, right?
Wow. Before we close, I do have a couple of rapid fire questions, but then you got to ensure that you got to give only one word answer. Right?
Yeah. Oh, got it. Right.
Yeah. So that's the tough part.
All right.
So it is testing the trainer now.
Got it.
All right. So your favorite CrossFit moment?
CrossFit movement?
Yeah.
Movement. Oh man, gotta be either ring muscle up, or ring muscle up.
So what's the one food that you can't live without?
Wild blueberries.
Why is that?
Just it's just the antioxidants in the food is.
Even in your foods, you have this science in.
You've had health. I'm health, man. I'm all about health. Everything in my life is about health. Everything.
So.
Yeah.
So, what's one thing that you really bad at fitness wise? Like you kind of give that. This is one thing that you want to achieve more.
Oh, what am I really bad at? Me and my wife are actually talking about this. It's always been doing too much. I do way too much.
Really?
I always overkill myself, and that goes for everything. And it's really the downfall for me because I've hurt myself a lot because I just do too much. When I'm feeling good, I will work out until I am just smashed, right? So I'm way better with it now. I'm way better with it now. Yeah. My biggest downfall in fitness. Doing too much.
It's more about doing too much, but now you are kind of using fitness as a meditation.
Yeah.
But if you need to, put your head in right frame of mind, or getting to enjoy your happiness, your sadness, workout is the one door that you will always open.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you sure that you love morning workouts? Last question.
Yep.
What's your guilty pleasure when it comes to fitness recovery?
Oh man. Guilty pleasure. I have a lot of them. I mean, I have a hyperbaric chamber at home.
Okay.
I have I have a massage chair. I have a PMF mat. I have Normatec boots. I have Theragun. I have everything. I have everything.
Going to get in that zone again, so you have it all.
I know that I beat myself up, so I need to be able to recover, right? So, but yeah, I mean, I have a hyperbaric chamber, so so what a hyperbaric chamber is the chamber which compresses compressed air, right? You're in a tank, right? And you breathe 100% oxygen, so the pressure is very high. What it does is it drives pure oxygen deep into your body for recovery. So recovers your muscles, your joints, your tendons, everything, your brain, everything. And that's actually helped me a lot. Mental health as well, but also my body, just feeling fresh, I'm feeling rejuvenated. Yeah.
That is so.
I invest everything's into our health. It's my family and just in general. And I'd like to really, eventually have these things involved in the gym, have a separate, space. Maybe the next place we move where we have, a separate space where there's just a recovery center, basically, and then there's the gym.
That
I'm very passionate about that.
I mean, that is the approach that a businessman with the combination of a coach can think of. That what all, like if a businessman would randomly think of, he would think that, all right, how many lights probably can I put to make my gym look better? How many machines that I can put for people to work on them? It's more a different approach that no, it is not. It's not just about working out.
We need to recover.
After that as well.
Yep, we need to recover. Yep.
So you are a combined combination and one podium shot for your workout, for your nutrition, even for your recovery.
Everything, yeah.
And I would definitely recommend everyone to come and meet Patrick and his wife, Danielle, if you need any sort of guidance in terms of nutrition, workout. And do you also offer online classes?
We do. We offer remote coaching as well.
So somebody who is not from the states of Massachusetts, from anywhere else in the world, I will be sharing his details with the description box, and you feel free to call him directly and join his online programs as well.
Yeah. So we offer at-home workouts and nutrition and accountability coaching which is all online. But yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Patrick, for your valuable time again. It's recording you, and this is definitely going to be a very meaningful content for anybody who is looking to get motivated and inspired and to start their journey into the fitness industry.
Absolutely. Love it, man. Thank you.
So